Hello YouTube, welcome to a brand new video of how to do frequency separation in Photoshop. Today I'm going to retouch this nice picture that I got from someone really good. His name is Alamin. I'll put a link to his IG page in the description below. You guys should check out his amazing work. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright, to retouch this image, you are going to be using my retouching essential pack that I recently put up on my store. You guys should support the channel and purchase this essential pack using the link under the description of this video. There are also some free retouching actions and lots for you to download for free. So to edit this image, you are going to start by removing blemishes, because it's always better to get rid of your blemishes before you jump into frequency separation, most especially if you are working on an image that the model is having a lot of blemishes. So for this image, we are going to click our remove blemishes action over here, and then we make sure we are selecting the blemishes layer, and then we head over and click on our clone stamp, and then we start sampling by holding alt near every blemish that we want to remove. We hold alt and then we click to sample, and then we stamp over the blemish and then get rid of it. It's always better to start getting rid of your blemishes before you move on to doing frequency separation, because if the model is kind of having a lot of blemishes and then you clone stamp first, definitely the clone stamp will be too much, and there is possibility that we will tamper with the skin texture. Okay, after we are done removing blemishes, the next thing we are going to do for this image, we are going to move to frequency separation. So we are going to be playing our frequency separation action 16 bits, and then it will stop here and ask us to decide what radius we are going to use for this particular image. For this particular image, let's navigate where our skin is. So I mostly use the forehead because that usually work for me. So for the forehead, we are going to adjust and stop on the radius where we immediately cannot see our skin texture clearly. So for this image, let's take the radius down and then we start pushing it up. So for this image, I think somewhere 6.0 is okay for me, and then I hit OK. And then we are going to be using our mixer brush. So as usual, this very first icon has to remain on check, because if we check it, this box will look black, so it has to remain on check and look this transparent. And then we are going to check this second icon and make sure it's looking this shady like this. Then our weight is 30, load 30, mix 30, and then flow 30 as well. And then always don't forget sample all layer remain checked. And then we are going to disable our high FS, select our color correction, and then we start mixing our skin. Okay, here's the interesting part. Just as you know, frequency separation is blending your highlights and shadows, or I don't know if you can say it is creating smooth skin tone of an image. And whenever you hear of skin tone, it simply means skin color. So looking at this image, we can easily tell where are our highlights and then where are our shadows. If we zoom in and take a deep look, you can see in our highlights we are not having even skin tone, because some areas of the highlights of the skin are kind of lighter while some are a bit darker. Likewise, in the shadows, some areas of the shadows are even darker compared to other areas. So to have even skin in both our highlights and shadows, you have to understand whenever you click and hold your click on that particular color of skin, your mixer brush will pick that particular color of skin until you let go of your click. So while mixing, keep your brush and move within that particular color of skin after you click. If you are moving to another different shade of skin, then let go your click and move to another different shade of skin. You click and then you also mix that particular color of skin independently. So let's say for example I want to mix this particular area. If I click it and start mixing, I will have to maintain my mixer brush within this particular color of skin, because if I drag the brush without lifting off my click to the highlights. Notice I'm moving shadows inside the highlight areas. So let's do Command Z and undo. Let's zoom out, and then we select back our mixer brush, and then we start mixing from the forehead as usual. So we are going to start mixing from the forehead down to the chin. So as you can see, we are mixing around the highlight area. So we are mixing strictly inside our highlights. So if I move into the shadows, we are going to let go of our click, and then we move down to our shadows, and then we blend our skin tone over there. In between the transition of the highlight and shadows, as you can see, I'm moving along with the I'm moving my brush along with the movement of the boundary between the highlight and the shadows. And for those that are having issues moving their wrist when brushing areas that are kinda not pleasant to like twist their wrist, what you can do is you can just hold your R and then you rotate your canvas, as you can see, and then you brush. And if you want to take back your canvas to its default position, you can just hold your your R, and then above here you can see reset view, and then you click on it. Your image is back to its former position, and then you continue mixing. Okay, I think we are done mixing our skin. Let's zoom out and see what we have done so far for this image. Let's zoom out and then let's zoom in. Let's zoom in a little more, and then we check back our high fs. As you can see, let's do it before, after, before, and after. So that's it. Let's zoom into the forehead so that you can even see more clearly. So let's do it before, after, before, and after, and then down to the nose and chin. So you can do before, after, before, and after. As you can see how we beautifully mix our skin. So after we finish mixing our skin, probably our mixer brush must have touched some areas where we don't really want it to. As you can see, this side of her head, it's kind of touch the background, and probably the eyebrow, and then the hair around here. So what we do to fix that is just to go over and select our eraser tool and keep our flow 100, opacity 100, and then we carefully erase these areas where we don't really want the effect of our mixer brush to be visible out. So as you can see, the eyebrow, just clearly erase these areas. As you can see, we are recovering the areas because the mixer, we are recovering the darkness around the eyebrow because the mixer brush have kind of touched the area, painting the highlight of our skin into the shadow of the eyebrow. And then here around the forehead, as you can see, we are recovering the blackness of her hair around the area. Then we move